Hi, it's Cammy. Charlie talks football.
So it's full time, Dad. Newcastle are through once again to the Carabao Cup final against Arsenal, and what a fantastic performance it was. Now, the first thing I want to mention to you, Dad, was the fact that when, the system first came out, a lot of people were quite sceptical of it, but it worked a treat, didn't it?
It did. I mean, I thought he was going to play three at the back at first, but obviously played Dan Burn at left back. It was a tactical masterclass, I think I've said, by Howe. And the players executed it perfectly. Really impressive. Arsenal did have chances, but we were really, really good and we thoroughly deserved to win and go through. So we're going to Wembley again, so that's really exciting.
Of course, the last time we lost to Man United, so we'll get our revenge. But more on the game as well. Arsenal fans, a lot of them were quite confident going into the game. And of course, to be fair to them, they had every reason to be, because they were just coming back off a fantastic result against Manchester City. But we sort of nullified them. Yes, they had chances. Odegaard maybe could have scored one or two if he was a bit more clinical. But especially in the first leg as well, to win 2-0 away to Arsenal.
It was just a great result. I thought Isaac and Gordon I said before the game, they'll be key players for us, and they were. They were really well. Obviously, Isaac had the early goal ruled out, which I still think was, that
it was
offside
close.
Rules.
I think it was his tight, arm. But
it was his arm, and for me, it was a brilliant finish. He hit it with power, and he bent the ball into the top of the net. It was really good move, good pass by Gordon to put him in as well. But that was sort of like, we seemed to be waiting for ages, didn't we, for them to check it. And then it was like, I was really furious.
You've got to give credit to Trippier.
Was really good.
He had a really good game.
He was really up for it. His experience showed. He was a leader on the pitch. That you need that. It was a good call by Howe to put him back in. I think he'd probably start at Wembley if he's fit as well for his experience. But interesting, a lot of the players have said when they were at Wembley last time, there was a lot of nerves and stuff, and they think they've learned from that. So hopefully, they'll still be a little bit nervous. That's normal, but hopefully they've got the experience now to get over the line. But we've got tonight. It's Liverpool v Tottenham. Charlie, Tottenham winning 1-0. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, of course, Liverpool will be like the bookies' favourites, and the majority of people will think Liverpool will win. And I'm going to agree with them, because Tottenham will try to score goals, so we could be in for a very high-scoring game. But you would expect Liverpool to win?
Yeah, I'd expect Liverpool to go through, but you never know in football. That's the beauty about it. So Tottenham 1-0 up, they've got a chance. Liverpool probably go through, but you never know. I prefer to play Tottenham personally.
Yeah, I think if we play Liverpool, it will be a lot more difficult for Newcastle, but I think we can catch them out. And one thing I wanted to mention, Dad, is I saw the Arsenal reaction on social media after they lost, and I think this just like they look down on Newcastle, and they don't really respect us as a club, because they were blaming fatigue from the Man City game. But I think they forgot how well Newcastle played to beat them. And they haven't scored one goal throughout the two legs.
I know we've beaten them 4-0 on aggregate, kept clean sheets, beat them 2-0 at their place. We were the better teams, we've won fair and square. And what annoyed me was Sky Sports' pre-match build-up. It was all Arsenal, what Arsenal could do. There was no mention of Newcastle, no mention of Isaac. It was all biased, and it just serves them right for just bigging up Arsenal, totally, 100%. That's all they talked about. Even when they were commentating on the game, Gary Neville and the other guy, I can't remember his name, who was commentating, they were just all about Arsenal and that, and it's just, there is a bias.
The thing is, I think what Newcastle have got that's going for us is that we sort of go under the radar all the time. Even though we've got one of the best midfields in the league, we've got a world-class striker in Isaac, a great defence, we seem to be like, teams don't really seem to pay much attention to us, because maybe it's because we typically haven't been great, but they've got to maybe start noticing Newcastle, and I'm sure they will, especially if we win the Carabao Cup. But my feeling is that, Dad, if Liverpool do go through, I feel like they'll be a little bit more arrogant going into the game and thinking that they should easily win, and that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, I agree, they'll be confident. But just some news as well that we found out today, that Newcastle fans won't be to congregate at Trafalgar Square on Saturday the 15th. Now, we were there last time and it was absolutely brilliant.
It was.
We'll put a link to the video that we've done at Trafalgar Square. Got thousands of views. It was a really good atmosphere. But on the day of the final, it is St Patrick's Day celebrations at Trafalgar Square. So they're setting up the day before. So Newcastle fans are going to have to get their heads together and source a new place to meet on the Saturday. You know, maybe Oxford Circus. I don't know what's been said yet.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because you make a good point. Obviously, when we were there last time, it was fantastic. There was hundreds of thousands of Newcastle fans there, all having fun, all drunk and excited for the final. It was a great atmosphere. So it's disappointing. Like you said, we're going to have to find somewhere else, but I'm sure no Newcastle fans will be able to find somewhere else and meet up in a different place. But let's see who will play.
Looking forward to the game tonight. You know, probably Liverpool, but if Tottenham get through, then so be it. You know, you've got to beat the teams to win the trophy. So, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. I'd prefer to be Tottenham, but win the final, win with a chance. And it's exciting times.
What I wanted to mention was, it's crazy, isn't it, that this is our second time that we've been in the Carabao Cup final.
In a short space of time as well.
It is fantastic, and just hopefully we can do the job this time. And even if we don't, we as Newcastle fans can still be confident that we will be
I remember in our match day video of Wembley, Charlie, you know, I said we'll be back. Well, I was disappointed we were beaten, but I said we will be back, and this is the start of a journey, and we are going back, which was great. So let's hope we can get some silverware and, you know, make it a memorable occasion. It's not too long as well. It's only about 5 or 6 weeks, I think, so it's not too long to wait. Just to note as well, some of you guys might be getting the train down. There is some real replacement buses on the Saturday for certain parts of the route, so just check out that when you booking the train tickets as well, but hopefully everyone can get there, and tickets for the game are going to be difficult to get, but you know, everyone, good luck with that.
Now, I actually, one last thing I wanted to make, I think it's actually a good point. Who's going to start in goal? Because of course, in the last one against Man United, of course it was Karius in goal, but now there's also a bit of a dilemma. Of course, Dubravka's been doing fantastic, but Pope's sort of there in the background and he's ready. So let's see what happens until then.
For me, unless Dubravka drops some clangers, he'll start. Because,
I definitely agree with you.
Because, you know, I thought when Pope was back, Howe would put him in because he's always been his number one keeper, and he hasn't, which I think is actually the right decision.
Yes,
Dubravka has justified his place, and maybe he was going to go to Saudi, but maybe Howe said to him, you know, if you stay, you're going to stay number one unless you make some mistakes. So I think it'll be Dubravka in goal, and look forward to seeing him play at Wembley.
And let's hope we don't get any injuries by then as well. Because
and we've got to refocus over the next 4 or 5 weeks for the league, and just keep pushing for the Champions League spot, because we're a couple of defeats at home in the league. But to bounce back against Arsenal like that at home, I mean, that atmosphere was phenomenal last night.
It was
really, really good. You know, the fans are fantastic, and the players responded, and Howe got it perfect with his tactics.
But if we do get there, we'll be looking forward to it being in London again. I remember the video that we did for it. It did really, really well. I think we saw Amanda Stavely. We interviewed a lot of people, former Newcastle players.
Warren
we interviewed
Barton,
Man United fans
Lee Sharp,
as well.
Warren Barton. We even had Robson Green on the channel. So we'll link those videos below of Trafalgar Square and also Wembley, just to whet your appetite for March.
But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We'll also mention that we've got the Birmingham FA Cup game coming up on Saturday, which will be interesting. And we've got to focus again, because it's another cup competition, isn't it? Another chance of Newcastle winning silverware. And I think we've got a chance this season because, of course, we aren't in Europe or the Champions League. There's definitely an opportunity for Newcastle to win something. And then we've got Manchester City away in the Premier League. Of course, Man City are a funny team, Dad. They've spent the most amount of money this January. They've signed a lot of players. So hopefully we can get a positive result.
Fingers crossed.
Anyway, guys, make sure to subscribe. Please, we're trying to get 2,000 subscribers. Leave a like as well. Get your comments down below. What are your thoughts? Who would you prefer us to play, Liverpool or Tottenham? And anyway, guys, see you guys later. Bye.